tunachaguana tungali tukiwa kwa hema, na hiyo kura ndio ilifanya nikapitia hii maisha.
There is need for information, that's for sure. And this information ought to be delivered in certain ways. Civic education is that knowledge or that attempt to enable the public or the citizens in general to know their rights, to be aware of their issues, and to be able to articulate them.
In any given group of people that you bring together to do anything, no one is ever of the same opinion.
The need for civic education is that for people to participate and not just come, sit and listen, but actually be able to make decisions or react to information, they must be able to understand the information that they are given. They must be able to understand at what stage they come in terms of public participation. If you look at even the budget cycle, they must understand that cycle to know at this stage my input is required, at this stage I must give feedback, at this stage I must ask questions. And that's where civic education comes in.
Nao tunauliza serikali mimi najua ni gani na niko kwa serikali gani.
There's an assumption in civic education that some people know while the majority do not know, and therefore they need to be heard.
Some of the things we are talking about here will bring change outside here.
Are you understanding the concept? Yes.
Civic education should not be an event. Should be a continuous process, and because it's a continuous process, people should be able to have information all the time and not limited to elections, because we need information on public participation, we need information on the constitutional provisions for this work, we need information on land, we need information on human rights. All that information should be provided to the citizens all the time.
Basically, we need to educate people to know what is it that it takes for you to register as a voter, so that then they have the right to participate to participate by first registering and then eventually turning out to vote.
It is civic awareness that should lead us to making certain decisions as to whether we want to take our children to school, or whether we want to take so-and-so to parliament, or so-and-so to the county assembly, or whether we want to engage in public forums and so on. So the level of awareness is key to making civic decisions that are also long-lasting. How is that awareness? I'm saying that awareness is very low. How have we tried to mitigate it? I'm saying that the way in which we've tried to mitigate it hasn't given us so much impact.
We, through Interreligious Council of Kenya, we are doing a tool for vetting leaders, a tool for vetting the kind of leaders that the communities would like to see elected in the coming election. So the part of the mandate is to work with IEBC to find out what are the quality issues according to the constitutions that we need to factor as we think about leadership and leadership development in the coming election. And a research by Jesuit Akmani Center on what are the issues in these elections. But the research would then go to the communities and ask them what are the issues in these coming general elections, how would people respond to it, what should be done differently from the previous elections.
If you don't understand the context in which the policy makers are working, it becomes very difficult for you to engage with them.
I was trained in civic education and major on citizen participation. And it was important because there were issues which were affecting the community members, but they were not being tackled. So after getting that training, we were able to organize the open forums in the communities. We mobilized people and talked to them about the need on citizen participation and which forums can they use to view or air out their ideas.
We train the community about their rights. Whenever someone or any person approaches them, they know the due process of their rights.
We are just creating awareness on peace building and conflict solution. Kuna good governance trainings, tunafanyanga hivyo at grassroots level.
Most of us here train groups, we engage with groups, we engage with community members, and we engage with structures at the community level.
As an institution, we realize that some of these powerful people are taking advantage of our ignorance, of the people's ignorance, and you know, to violate their rights. And we've said that we'll not just relax and watch them do that. We have the Constitution, but it's important that the members of the public, the general public, get to understand what powers they have in the Constitution to be able to confront them. What are human rights, for instance? Basic knowledge. How are they supposed to defend their rights, and how are they even supposed to demand for them? Indeed, what is the modus? What's the manner in which civic education is being conducted? Through seminars, workshops? How many people can reasonably come to workshops? And therefore, how many workshops can you hold to make the assertion that now so many people have been reached, and that now with those people who have been reached, a multiplier effect is here, and that there's knowledge. So the transfer of knowledge is a crucial thing. Now, anybody who has been in business of learning will understand that social learning is a much complex activity. It depends on the person, the one who is facilitating. It depends even on the environment that the people operate in.
For schools particularly, we have a program called the Amani Club, which it's starting clubs within schools that enable students and teachers to promote the use of alternative dispute resolution in the conflicts within and without the school. Well, we did a training manual on national cohesion and integration in the year 2011, together with the then Ministry of Justice and National Cohesion. And this training program has different issues it looks at. So we do train the police on how they can investigate, how they can collect evidence, how they can preserve that evidence so that it can meet the threshold of evidence in court. And we also train the judges how they can be able to judge such evidence, what could be hate speech and what could not, in the sense of its effect, again, to human relations.
We have already seen politicians organizing, regrouping gangs. So as we are seated here today, there are indicators of violence towards the next election. So one of the things we want to do is follow up very closely on the campaigns. We are working very closely with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. We have trained a number of observers, campaign observers, in the previous election, and some of them, we have them because we worked with them in the just concluded Malindi by-election.
We are dealing with reporting issues around long-term observation.
We develop curricula that we then make available to our partners, members of civil society organization, and these civil society organizations then provide the education to the members of the public.
How we facilitate our members to be able to deliver effective civic education is in several ways. We have a quality, so a one-set quality, especially for CRECO members, which is where we come in developing IEC material for the consortium or for civil society at large to use in, which is why we participate in processes that result in curriculum education, in curriculum or in civic education materials.
The problem with civic education taught through syllabus, through curriculum, through manuals is what I call bottling up of knowledge. You see, when you bottle up knowledge, this can only reach so many people who can afford to buy the bottle. What you need is to allow the knowledge and information to move with the airwaves, to move with all sorts of media.
It is one way of saying, now, this is what it is. What can we do for small?
And we've seen over the years, after proper civic education for the past 5 years, we've seen a huge difference. Towards the end of 2012, there was a huge demonstration in Voi town.
Irate residents in Voi were on Tuesday intent on sending this message.
This demonstration was organized by Muhuri, other grassroots civil society organizations, and the Matatu circles within Taita Taveta County and the local communities to demand that the government repairs the road from Voi to Undai. We organized people, educated them on, first, their responsibilities as citizens to pay tax, and two, what are some of the services that they're supposed to receive from the government after they have paid taxes. And what happened? The road has just been finished.
We have seen that when citizens themselves directly make a demand for the implementation, for the recognition of their rights, then the chance of the state respecting those rights is increased.
It is time for us to look at the various methods and particularly to situate issues within a context, because what we are saying is that if people are going to be reached within their own context and within their own environment, they are likely to receive the message or understand the message better. That if you are going to bring a projector and a PowerPoint presentation and all they are seeing is this light and these figures and even literacy is a problem, then you're not going far. Take, for example, this being an even year, 2016, and we're about to get to August and get to Bungoma, for example, and Trans Nzoia, and watch circumcision ceremonies and begin to listen to their songs. Their songs are commentaries on societal issues. I want to say this, and this is very critical for this to come out, that civic education and voter education are two different things. Voter education is mechanical. There will be 20 candidates of this, the colors of this will be that. You can make a choice from this color or this color or that color. It's descriptive, it is prescriptive. It demonstrates to you what you should do in the given circumstance. Voter education.
I think I want to mention here that IBC, the mandate of IBC is to conduct voter education for the citizens of this country in order to enable them be sensitized, educated, and mobilized to participate effectively in the electoral process.
Civic education tells you that these are the qualities of a leader. They should be able to do this, and if they are in these circumstances, they should be able to do this. They should have public morality. They should not have stolen anything. They should not have been taken to court. So you're putting up qualities, and you're telling people how to elect, to determine and elect quality leaders.
One of the things that we emphasize is that voters should not allow themselves to be manipulated, either by financial tokens that are usually given during the electioneering period, or to be mobilized along ethnic or regional grounds, but to always advise or be guided by what the Constitution has spelled out as what kind of leaders they are looking for.
Running an election is a very expensive affair. So basically we get funded by the government of Kenya to conduct elections. If you look at the budget requests that we've done in the past, we have always had deficiencies. Now, most of the critical items have been funded by the government of Kenya, and many times voter education has been left to be supported by our development partners. Now you see development partners come in to complement. They don't take over whatever is supposed to be funded by the entire commission.
What we are emphasizing is that the members of the public must also engage, whether it is with their county assemblies, whether it is with the members of National Assembly, whether it is with the officers in the public service, and demand that information must be packaged in a way that a person that we now call Wanjiko, the ordinary citizen, is able to appreciate.
Citizens are generally much more aware. You can't compare citizens, Kenyan citizens now and Kenyan citizens 20 years ago, and all this can be attributed to civic education. My feeling is that now we need to move it from awareness to action.
We need to think about a clear curriculum on civic education.
The problem we have in this country is not whether we are civically aware, is whether we are cohesive, is whether I love my somebody else from another tribe, whether I believe that other people can be better than me, or whether I believe that we need each other, whether you are a good business person and you are a fisher person and you are a good herds person and you are a good hunter-gatherer. We all need each other because that's how diversity will help us. Now that said, it's critical that in this country we strive to actually sort ourselves and fix our problems.